Being a part of Close to Home has taught me many things, like how to help a friend deal with their relationship problems, and how to be an active part of my community in preventing domestic violence. However, when it came to identifying and dealing with domestic violence in my own life, I'm about as blind as the next guy. One of Close to Home's cardinal rules is to take care of yourself before you take care of others. I guess I was sick that day they taught that. Me being the cool guy I am, found it easy making friends and establishing myself as a guy to come talk to about anything. Instead of saying hello and went on my merry way, I'd say, "Hi, how are you? And did you get that haircut?" I took time to be invested in people's lives, just to let them know that I'm there to talk about anything, which is important when it comes to talking about domestic violence in relationships. I also expected the same courtesy back. I believe I was self-aware. I would be invested in my own well-being as I was with others. But before I knew it, I was in a classic domestic violence relationship, and it felt like I was all alone. We were best friends, she and I, ever since the beginning of 8th grade. We were inseparable, so much that I spent more time in our house than I did in my own. I became an unofficial part of our family. But under all of this happiness laid an undertone of abuse that would worsen as time went by. It all started with a simple comment. At that time, I thought it was nothing. She would say, "Why are you so slow? What's wrong with you?" Sooner or later, we would get into a fight, and all I would hear is, "It's all your fault," or "You did this to me." And what about me? Well, I held my tongue and lay broken and battered on the ground, beaten down by her verbal blows. I started to believe what she was saying about me was true. As I stand there, worn out by the constant badgering of her words and abuse, I found myself not even able to raise my hand up and ask, "Why are you treating me like this?" My heart was wearing out and being used up trying to comfort her and help her out, but that's where I went wrong. And what do I hear at the end of these one-sided battles? "You know I'm just kidding, right? I still love you." As the years passed, this line was being passed around more than a blunt at a junkie's hideout, and with a bit of my soul as well. "Enough!" was what I said. By this point, I managed to wise up and decide to take my own advice about relationships and what's best for me. It was time to use the things Close to Home has taught me on how to help others to help myself. How I need to respect myself for others to respect me. I couldn't just use my words or lack thereof. I had to use my actions. So what did I do? I ate some ramen, slipped on my cool shoes, and told her, "I don't want to be friends anymore. Period." And for the first time, I felt as if I was liberated, and I was happy that I did something. Something that made me happy for the first time. So what should you do, the audience, get from this story? Domestic violence is prevalent in all of our lives, and knowing what to do when push comes to shove is very important. Emotional abuse is always hard to name. Too often it's brushed off as a joke or just not a big deal. But if it hurts your feeling, then it is a big deal. In order to advocate for treating others right, you have to demand the same respect. For yourself, learn how to take care of yourself before you go out there to take care of others. Because only you know who you truly are. It is time for me to set an example that you don't have to be silent about what's happening to you, that you have the power to get help, whether it be from your family, your friends, or even your boss. So what are you waiting for? Change? As Gandhi once said, you need to be the change that you want to see. So put down the remote control, have that conversation, have that cup of coffee. You never know, it could save a life, maybe your own.